Hello everyone, I am Jenny. Welcome to Thinker J. Today we are going to talk about someone who did something that sports scientists said was impossible. He ran a marathon in under 2 hours. 42.195 kilometers. Inside 2 hours. Not a second over. This had been the most famous wall in long-distance running history. Debated for decades. Many people said it would never be broken. That the physiological limits of the human body simply sat right there. Then he came along. His name is Eliud Kipchoge. He is from Kenya. Some call him the greatest marathon runner of all time. Some call him the fastest endurance runner on earth. But what I want to talk about today is not only how fast he runs. It is how he thinks about running. Because that way of thinking has meaning for all of us. Let us start from the beginning. Eliud Kipchoge was born on November 5, 1984. He was born in Kapsaziwa, a small town in western Kenya. This region is near Nandi Hills. It is one of the places with the highest concentration of world-class long-distance runners anywhere on Earth. Why does Kenya produce so many elite distance runners? There are several answers. One is geography and altitude. The highlands of western Kenya sit at an average elevation of over 2,000 meters above sea level. People who grow up at high altitude develop red blood cells with greater oxygen carrying capacity. This gives them a natural physiological advantage in endurance events. But another reason is simpler. Children there grow up running. Running to school. Running to fetch water. Running everywhere. Running is not exercise. It is just life. Kipchoge's childhood followed this pattern. He ran several kilometers to school every day. Barefoot. On dirt roads. His mother was a teacher. She taught him the most important thing in his life. Not running technique. Discipline. She told him that if you want something, you have to do it every day. Not only on the days when you feel good. On the days when you do not feel good as well. This became the core of everything Kipchoge later understood about running. At 18 he began formal professional training. He joined one of Kenya's well-known long-distance training programs. There he met his coach, Patrick Sang. Sang was an unusual coach. He was not only focused on results. He cared about the mental condition of his runners. He said that if a runner's mind is not strong enough, the best body in the world will collapse at the critical moment. The first lesson he taught Kipchoge was not pacing strategy. It was how to stay present and focused during long stretches of solitude and fatigue. In 2003 Kipchoge was 18 years old. He competed in the 5,000 meters at the World Athletics Championships in Paris. He won. This result shocked the long-distance running community. He defeated several of the strongest middle-distance runners in the world. Including the current world record holder at the time. An 18-year-old from Kenya that nobody had heard of. Standing on the World Championship podium. That was the beginning of his entrance into the global elite. At the 2004 Athens Olympics, he won bronze in the 5,000 meters. At the 2008 Beijing Olympics, he took silver in the same event. Then Kipchoge made a decision that surprised many people. He gave up the 5,000 meters. He moved to the marathon. These are completely different events. The 5,000 meters demands speed and explosive power. The marathon demands endurance and pacing strategy. Marathon runners typically reach their peak in their mid-30s. Kipchoge was in his mid-20s. People asked him why he was making this move. He said he wanted a longer road to run. He said the 5,000 meters showed him one part of himself. But the marathon showed him something deeper. He said the marathon is an opportunity to have a conversation with yourself. 2 hours and more in which there is only you and your own mind. In that space you discover what is truly real inside you. In 2013 he ran his first major marathon. The Hamburg Marathon. He finished in 2 hours 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Breaking the course record. He had found his new stage. Over the next several years he alternated between the Berlin Marathon and the London Marathon. He won nearly every race. His times kept dropping. 2014 Berlin, 2 Uhr 4 Minuten und 0 Sekunden. 2015 Berlin, 2 Uhr 4 Minuten und 0 Sekunden. At the 2016 Rio Olympics he won the marathon gold medal. His first Olympic marathon title. 2017 Berlin, 2 Uhr 3 Minuten und 32 Sekunden. A new marathon world record. But he was not satisfied. Because the 2-hour wall was still there. To finish a marathon in under 2 hours, the required pace is under 2 minutes and 50 seconds per kilometer. Sustained for 42.195 kilometers. With no single kilometer allowed to fall too far behind. Sports scientists had studied this extensively. The majority view was that it was physiologically possible for a human. But the conditions required were extremely demanding. Perfect weather, perfect course, a perfect support system, and a runner in perfect condition on that particular day. Nike funded a project called Eliud Breaking 2. They recruited 3 of the world's top marathon runners. Kipchoge was one of them. In May 2017, on the Formula One circuit at Monza, Italy, 3 runners attempted the sub-2-hour barrier in a completely controlled environment. A rotating team of pacers, precisely timed hydration points, a lead vehicle to reduce wind resistance. That day Kipchoge ran 1 hour 59 minutes and 40 seconds. He missed the 2-hour mark by 2 minutes and 59 seconds. That evening he released a statement. He said he was disappointed. But he also said he had learned something essential from the attempt. He said he now knew 2 hours was achievable. He just needed more time to prepare. He continued training. At the 2018 Berlin Marathon, he broke his own world record. He ran 2 hours 1 minute and 39 seconds. In 2019 another project was launched, called the Ineos 159 Challenge. Held in Vienna, Austria, on a course designed specifically for the attempt. The conditions were controlled even more precisely than 2 years earlier. 36 pacers rotating in a diamond formation to minimize air resistance. A flat asphalt course. A carefully selected day for weather conditions. On October 12, 2019, Kipchoge set off. He moved at a steady pace. Each kilometer around 2 minutes and 51 seconds. Observers said his form showed almost no visible fatigue, even in the second half. His stride remained powerful. In the final kilometers he accelerated. He crossed the finish line in 1 hour 59 minutes and 40 seconds. He had run 42.195 kilometers in under 2 hours. The crowd erupted. His pacers surrounded him. He stood there with an expression that was hard to describe. Calm joy. Something very quiet and very large at the same time. The result could not be registered as an official world record because the course and support conditions did not comply with standard race rules. But no one could deny its historical significance. Because after that day, everyone knew one thing. The wall had been broken. 3 years later at the 2022 Berlin Marathon, under official race conditions, Kipchoge ran 2 hours 1 minute and 9 seconds, breaking his own world record again. This remains the current official world record in the marathon. At the 2024 Paris Olympics he competed as the defending champion. He finished 6th. He did not medal. For most people that might seem like a painful ending. But Kipchoge said after the race that he was grateful for the experience. Because it reminded him that running was never only about winning titles. So how does he actually think about running? Kipchoge has said several things that have stayed with people. The first is this. No human is limited. This is his most famous sentence. He says it applies far beyond running. It applies to anything you are trying to do. Most of the time the thing limiting you is not your body. It is your belief about what is possible. The second is about being present. He says many people run with their minds far away. Thinking about the finish line. Thinking about their time. Thinking about whether they will lose. He says what he has worked hardest to train is to stay only in this step. This one breath. This 1 kilometer. Leave what comes later for later. The third is about discipline and training. He lives at a training camp in Kenya. He wakes at 5:30 in the morning every day to run. With his training partners. He trains again in the afternoon. He sleeps at 10 in the evening. This routine is almost identical every day, whether during training periods or before major races. He says regularity is itself a form of power. It tells your body what is coming. It reduces the anxiety that uncertainty creates. The fourth is about collective effort. He does not train alone. He trains alongside dozens of other runners. He says training alone leads quickly to a ceiling. Because your standard is only your own feeling. But in a group, the pace of others pulls you forward. Collective energy is real. These ideas make many people feel that Kipchoge is not simply an athlete. He seems more like someone using running to practice something much deeper. Someone once asked him what he would do if he could no longer run. He paused. Then he said he would spend that time being grateful for every step he had already run. That kind of answer tells you how deeply a person understands what they do. Kipchoge's life shows us several things. The first is this. What you believe determines how far you can go. Part of why the 2-hour barrier was so hard to break was that no one had ever attempted it while fully believing it was possible. He believed. So he trained and prepared from inside that belief. The second is this. Discipline is not punishment. It is a form of respect for yourself. His 5:30 wake up every morning is not because he has to. It is because he understands that what you want requires you to do something toward it every day. Not only when you feel like it. The third is this. His 6th place finish in Paris in 2024 does not erase what came before. A life is not determined by the last race. It is shaped by how you have approached your work across the entire journey. No human is limited. The deepest meaning of that sentence may not be that humans can break every record. It may be this. The wall that stops you most often is not outside you. It is inside your own mind. See you next time.